Today we'll be going through a character build of a Mordant Spire Elf, driven mad by the whispers of the dead god Avkavna, and has fallen into apostate ways, thus becoming a fervent heretic of the moon. Hi, I'm Yovo, and I'll be going through the core features of the build and discuss the decisions why they were chosen. This Spire-sworn elf has a Whisper Elf heritage, the gift of finely tuned ears able to detect the murmurs of Avkavna within the spire itself. Elven weapon familiarity at level 1 allows a heretic to be trained in additional weapons, as we're going with the Oracle class that only grants us simple and unarmed weapons. We will be selecting the Elven curved blade that is available through this feat. Elven Weapon Elegance allows the application of the critical specialization to apply the flat-footed condition on creatures with the Elven curved blade. At level 13, Elven Weapon Expertise allows the Elven Curved Blade to progress to Expert Proficiency, albeit at 2 levels later than what is granted to the Oracle's normal weapon proficiencies. We are taking the Scholar of the Ancients background. The whispering voices of Avkavna has driven the heretic into madness, collecting and retrieving Aslanti artifacts that associate with the dead goddess. Avkavna is a deceased Aslanti goddess who was dedicated to the moon and defensive battles. Avkavna's physical manifestation plummeted into Golarian's crust, and the Mordant Spire rose from her grave, formed from the essence of her soul as it attempted to reach Pharasma's boneyard. The elves who currently inhabit the spire are said to hear the whispers of Avkavna even now, thousands of years after her death. To represent the bestowment of powers granted by what seems to be the whispers of Avkavna, the heretic is an oracle. They receive the mystery of the cosmos, primarily represented by the moon. In addition, we also receive boons and curses from the cosmos mystery in the form of benefits, skills, spells, and revelations. The benefit of the cosmos mystery is gaining resistance to physical attacks, and the revelation is Spray of Stars, a cone attack similar to Color Spray where it focuses on dazzling and dealing damage. While the Curse of the Sky Call takes the form of enfeeblement and penalties to athletic combat maneuvers. But potentially, progression into the curse can yield benefits depending on the situation. When progressing to the Modest Curse, it grants us bonus feats such as Powerful Leap and Quick Jump, and half the damage from falling would be ideal if fighting in or on a Mordant Spire. Pushing towards the Major Curse, this grants us Cloud Jump that can lead to interesting means of escaping the Mordant Spire or traversing large open locations. The feats that are taken includes Domain Acumen at level 2 to grant us the domain spell Moonbeam, a spell that can potentially dazzle opponents, giving the heretic the concealed condition. Bespell Weapon, which is available at level 4, empowers the next melee strike with additional damage. Most of the recommended spells for the heretic are Divination and Enchantment, resulting in mental damage. Advanced Revelation for the Cosmos Mystery grants the focus spell Interstellar Void. This spell can be sustained for 1 minute each time, causing cold damage in the fatigue condition. Domain Fluency grants us the focus spell Touch of the Moon. This spell, depending on the phase of the moon, can result in a combination of bonuses to attack, damage, saving throws, and AC. Greater Revelation grants us the focus spell Moonlight Bridge. This creates a surface where only the heretic and their allies can travel upon. It starts at 120 feet long and can extend to a total of 200 feet. And Mysterious Repertoire gives us access to one spell that is outside the Divine spell list. For the heretic, the spell chosen is Modify Memory, a 4th level spell. We are also taking the Rogue archetype, as a heretic won't have allies to count on when exploring for artifacts or when exposed as an apostate. Sneak Attacker allows a heretic to apply additional damage to foes, reducing the impact of the enfeeblement caused by the curses. Basic Trickery to get access to Quick Draw allows the heretic to respond quickly to threats. Advanced Trickery to gain access to Sly Striker allows a sneak attack to apply in combats where the heretic is not able to set up, such as going into stealth or applying debuffs like the Spray of Star spells. And Evasiveness will boost the Oracle's reflex to Master, and they already naturally gain Master or better proficiency in Will and Fortitude saves. There are more feats discussed here than what the Heretic of the Moon can take. Feel free to choose the combination if you want to build this character. The skills chosen for the Heretic include Athletics, to maximize the efficiency of the bonus feats granted by the Cosmos Curse and to fight adeptly in the seas surrounding the Mordant Spire. Underwater Marauder will allow the Heretic to effectively use the Elven Curve Blade while exploring ruins and abandoned Aslanti locations deep under the sea. And Quick Swim will assist the Heretic with maneuvering in set watery conditions, whether in combat or during stealth. Occultism is to represent the bizarre nature that has driven the Heretic mad and allows them to communicate with the voices of a Kavna whilst in the Mordant Spire. Deceptive worship enables a Heretic to deceive and remain hidden under the radar when dealing with the other listeners located within the spire. Bizarre magic will help reduce the chance of enemy spellcasters, namely the Ogulthus, from understanding what the Heretic is casting if they ever run into each other in the Aslanti ruins. Consult the Spirit of the occult variety allows a Heretic to contact the voices of a Kavna to gain more insight into their mission and glimpses of artifacts to find and retrieve. The stealth skill is to help the Heretic to enter and exit the Mordant Spires discreetly, all when exploring the Aslanti ruins. Terrain stalking can be taken to provide bonuses in rubble areas where the Heretic will spend time traveling when searching for artifacts. Swift Sneak to enable the Heretic to move at full speeds when traveling through the Mordant Spire and to avoid detection from the Spire Defenders and Mordant Sensors. And Legendary Sneak to apply sneak attack to every strike, similar to the Sly Striker feat. The equipment ideal for the Heretic of the Moon includes the Elven Curve Blade, a finesse weapon allowing us to strike while minimizing the penalty from the Cosmos Curse. The Underwater Marauder feat will negate the penalties from using a slashing weapon underwater. The Grievous rune enhances a critical weapon specialization where the target is flat-footed until the end of the Heretic's next turn instead of the start. For defenses, Explorer clothing will be ideal as a check penalty from sunlight armor and the curses can impact on the Heretic's athletic and sneaking capacity. Attached to the Explorer's clothing would be the Glamour room to mingle and hide within the general populace or when entering the Mordant Spire. The Shadow rune to get that bonus on stealth checks when traveling incognito. And the Invisibility rune to escape quickly when found out by the Spire Defenders and Mordant Sensors. Wondrous items that can help with the Heretic include the Hat of Disguise to get access to the Illusory Disguise spell, allowing the Heretic to blend in when interacting with the listeners or to gain entrance into the Mordant Spire. The Unmemorable Mantle is used to confuse and implant false memories to those that interacted with the Heretic while under the Hat of the Disguise. The spells beneficial to the Heretic in their plans and exploration includes Dispel magic to counter anything that Ogulthus may try and cast or attempts from the Mordant Sensors. Comprehend language to understand ancient Aslanti texts while exploring ruins. Water breathing when traveling through the sea for long periods of time. Locate to gain an idea of where to start looking for artifacts that were granted in visions when communicating with the dead goddess Akavna. Wanderer's Guide to gain inspiration on what may be needed when traveling to the place where the locate spell has indicated. Freedom of movement to navigate difficult terrains or escape athletic maneuvers that were successful due to the Cosmos Curse. Prying eyes to explore and scout locations to find a safe route in or out of a place. True seeing to negate illusion magic that may try to hide artifacts. And discern location if pinpointed tracking is required to retrieve an artifact. The Mysterious Repertoire feat grants us the Modified Memory spell, which is useful for the Heretic as it works with the Wondrous item and if they preemptively encounter a Mordant Sensor. The Oracle can learn more spells than discussed here, so feel free to add your flavor. In combat, the Heretic of the Moon's fighting style would be to maximize their sneak attack to apply additional damage to make up for the enfeeblement granted by the curse. Sneak attack can be applied on a successful critical hit with the Elven Curved Blade, Spray of Stars, or Stealth Attempt. Using the wondrous items to disguise as a listener and using spells to beguile their way in and out of the Morning Spire, while listeners and their guards are none the wiser. Taking advantage of the curses in combination with the Revelation spell can lead to interesting methods of escaping the Morning Spire. For example, casting Moonlight Bridge heightened at level 10 at the edge of the outer wall of the Warden Spire. Running to the end puts a 200 feet gap between the Heretic and the Spire defenders and Warden sensors, providing they can't fly. If they can, Dispel Magic will give the Heretic a chance to knock them out of the sky. Once they reach the end, Cloud Jump can be used to potentially launch the Heretic out and hopefully dive into the sea. And here we have a summary of all the chosen feats, skills, equipment, and spells discussed in today's video. We also have character sheets available in the description box below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe. Also, comment your thoughts on the Heretic of the Moon below. Till next time.